Have you ever wondered why you keep falling for the same kind of pain, the same toxic person over and over again? It's not coincidence. It's chemistry. The brain loves patterns, even when they hurt. Psychology calls it the familiar wound syndrome. You chase what you once called home, even if home was chaos. The mind mistakes repetition for safety, so you return, again and again. Nietzsche said, invisible threads are the strongest ties. Those threads, woven from childhood pain, unmet needs, and unhealed memories, pull you back towards what feels known. But remember, what feels familiar isn't always what's right. Sometimes comfort is just disguised danger. And the hardest truth? You're not addicted to the person, you're addicted to the pattern.
Your brain is a storyteller that hates unfinished stories. When you meet someone who mirrors your old pain, it whispers, here's your chance to rewrite it. But instead of healing, you repeat. The toxic cycle continues because your subconscious confuses drama for love. Psychologists call this repetition compulsion, the unconscious urge to relive old wounds, hoping for a different ending. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. You're not cursed, you're coded. Every heartbreak is your brain trying to resolve what your childhood couldn't. So the question isn't why they keep hurting you, it's why your mind keeps seeking the same kind of hurt.
When someone feels magnetically right, beware. That spark, that electricity, may not be attraction. It might be recognition. Your nervous system remembers chaos like a song it knows by heart. The body tenses in excitement, mistaking anxiety for love. Psychology explains it simply. You confuse intensity with intimacy. The toxic person feels like home because your childhood home had the same emotional rhythm, unpredictable, thrilling, unstable. Philosopher Alain de Botton said, we fall in love not with those who make us happy, but with those who feel familiar. And that's the trap. We keep chasing the ghost of comfort, unaware we're just dancing with our past in new clothes, until awareness breaks the pattern.
Every toxic relationship begins in the brain, not the heart. When you meet someone who awakens old pain, your brain releases dopamine and cortisol, the same chemicals that power addiction. You're not in love, you're in withdrawal and reward, a psychological roller coaster that keeps you chasing their validation. That's why leaving feels like dying, because your brain craves the high, not the person. Psychologist Helen Fisher found that heartbreak activates the same regions as cocaine addiction. That's not romance, that's dependency wearing perfume. So, don't blame yourself for feeling stuck. Your biology is looping you. But remember, what the brain learns, it can unlearn. And healing isn't forgetting, it's rewiring. You can teach your mind that peace is not boredom, it's safety.
Every toxic attraction begins long before your first heartbreak. It begins in childhood, when love was mixed with fear, neglect, or inconsistency. Your inner child learned that love equals pain. So now, when someone hurts you but stays, you call it love. Psychology calls this an attachment wound. Your adult relationships become mirrors, reflecting the unmet needs of your younger self. Rumi once wrote, "The wound is the place where the light enters you. But first, you must stop protecting the wound." You keep choosing the same person because you're still trying to heal the same child. Not until you face the pain will you stop mistaking it for passion. The pattern ends when you stop seeking parents in partners.
You tell yourself this one's different, but psychology says you're still replaying the same movie just with new actors. Toxic people often mirror the unresolved parts of you. They charm you with familiarity, your fears, your hopes, your patterns, until you see yourself in them. Socrates once said, the unexamined life is not worth living. The unexamined heart repeats the same story until it learns the lesson. Every maybe they'll change is a chapter you've already written. You can't fix someone who benefits from breaking you, but you can rewrite the story by changing the character you play.
Because healing doesn't mean you find someone new, it means you become someone different.
Psychologists say relationships are mirrors, not mysteries. Each person you attract reflects what you believe about love, consciously or not. Toxic partners expose the wounds you avoid. If you think you're unworthy, you'll be drawn to those who confirm it. The philosopher Epictetus said, "You become what you give your attention to." So if your attention clings to pain, your life will echo it. Healing begins when you stop asking, "Why are they like this?" and start asking, "What are they showing me about me?" The mirror only breaks when you see the reflection clearly, not blame it. You don't attract who you want, you attract who you are willing to be hurt by.
There comes a moment when the pain finally outweighs the illusion. You stop romanticizing chaos and start craving calm. That's when the real war begins, between who you were and who you're becoming. Detachment isn't coldness, it's clarity. Walking away doesn't mean you stopped caring. It means you started caring for yourself. Philosopher Kierkegaard said, "Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forward." Look back to understand, but don't live there. The pattern ends when you choose peace over potential. Healing isn't loud. It's the quiet decision to never again confuse pain with love.
Your brain can be reprogrammed. That's the miracle of neuroplasticity. Each time you say no to toxicity, new neural pathways form, ones that connect peace to pleasure, not pain. Healing isn't forgetting the story. It's teaching your nervous system a new ending. Therapists call this earned secure attachment. It's when safety feels exciting and chaos feels foreign. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." You can train your brain to crave what's healthy. Every boundary you set is a new synapse of self-respect. And one day, you'll look at calm and call it love, not boredom. That's when you know you're free.
Here's the truth most never reach. You were never addicted to them. You were addicted to what they represented, the illusion of unfinished love. But now you see. Every heartbreak was your teacher. Every repeat was your reminder. And now you're ready to rise. Forgive the old versions of yourself who mistook wounds for worth. Love the child who stayed loyal to pain because it felt like home. And promise your future you'll never settle for survival again. You were not broken by love. You were broken by patterns. Now you rebuild with awareness. You were never lost. You were becoming.